Hello, my name is Morteza Korti, and in this tutorial, I am going to introduce you to the concept of polymorphism in programming. So what is polymorphism? Polymorphism is the ability to present the same interface for different data types. So why polymorphism? Why we have to learn polymorphism and implementing it in our programs? First of all, polymorphism is extensively used in implementing inheritance. We are going to master inheritance later in this course. For now, just don't worry about inheritance. And what does this mean? I just wanted to actually show you the benefits of using polymorphism in our programs. And polymorphism is actually extensively used in implementing inheritance. The second benefit of using polymorphism is that it shares same external interface with different internal structures. So let's go into our IntelliJ IDEA IDE and let's create some real world examples, and then it will actually completely make sense. Okay, so now here it is our main function. So let's create a new function. Let's say that we have a function with the name of output the argument. And let's put a pair of parentheses here. So this function accepts an argument of type string. So let's say the parameter name is going to be string parameter colon string. And let's open and close this function by using these curly braces. Let's say println string parameter. So we get the argument and we output it to the console, right? So now we want to create the same function with the same name. Remember, polymorphism is about the same external interface, but with different internal structures. So let's create another function with the same name, but with different argument. This time, it is going to be an integer argument. So let's say that we have actually an integer parameter colon int. And here we are going to output the integer parameter to the console. Let's copy this function. Let's paste it here again. But this time we are going to have a double parameter. The data type is going to be double. So now we are going to output the double parameter to the console. So notice that all of these functions, the name of all of these functions is actually the same. Output the argument, right? The same external interface, but the internal structure is different. The internal structure of this function is different than the internal structure of this function, this output the argument, right? So here, there is a typo here. Let's change it to parameter. Okay. So now let's say that we want to use these functions. Let's go inside this main function. And here I am going to call output the argument, right? But here we can see that we can actually call output the argument, for example, string parameter, integer parameter, or double parameter. So if I pass a string parameter here, a string argument to this method, to this function, I can say, for example, something. If I run the app, now you can see that something is outputted to the console. Or I can call again output the argument, but this time I am going to pass an integer to this function, number 20. Let's run it. And now you can see that number 20 is outputted to the console. Or I can actually pass a double value to this function. So output the argument, for example, number 3.76589. Run. And now this value is going to be outputted to the console. But this is just an introduction to polymorphism. Later in this course, we are going to go deeper into the concept of polymorphism, and we are going to master this concept alongside with other concepts such as inheritance and other object-oriented programming concepts. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions about these concepts, please post a discussion in the course, and then I do my best to answer all of your questions. And I'll see you in the next tutorial.